Aloha, BNI. Well, I am recording this and I'm going to put it in the Facebook group because, yeah, we have a very low turnout today. It could have been my fault too. I had mentioned it to some people this morning and I said it was at 2:30 instead of 1:30. Oops. But you are going to love this today, and I will share the full slideshow because everyone is going to wind up with more one-to-ones, better one-to-ones, and they're really going to be able to find their ideal power team and networks where they can pass the same customers back and forth and really have a community that takes care of those customers and helps your customers out. And then you'll be able to help your teammates, your BNI teammates, customers out as well. So, BNI networking can be hard. There's so many members. What are we up to? We're almost at 400K around the world. So nobody has time to do that many one-to-ones. And it's hard to know who to meet next. You go to these networking events, you go to speed networking, you go to mega meetings, you go to national speed networking. Who are the people that you want to meet? And you don't want to send cold or awkward messages. And it's not only clear who makes a good power partner. Well, we are no longer just recording to an empty room. Thank you for showing up, Lee. So, welcome to this session. Normally, what I do with BNI AI is I'll go through the slides and then afterwards, I take questions and we play with the prompts. So, thanks for joining us today, Lee.
Oh, thank you for letting me come.
So, um,
And
yeah,
I'm sorry I was late.
no problem.
All right, I'm going to turn my mic off and I'll be watching.
So, it can be hard to find the next right person and cold, awkward messages. What do you say? Do you remember exactly what you talked about? And do you know who your best power partners are? And sometimes when you're newer to BNI, you don't know. So that's where we're bringing in an AI assistant to research for you. It helps you prep smarter, not harder. And we use your gains profile and member info to suggest great matches. Now, just in case you're like, what's gains? I got a slide on that. And I also have a prompt to help you create your gains profile, especially if you're someone that uses an AI program to talk about your business and consult it a lot. If you pre programmed an AI on your business, this is going to be so much easier for you. So, what's gains again? Your goals, your accomplishments, your interests, your networks, and your skills. And these are the things that you bond with other BNI members over to be able to really pass those customers back and forth between you and to have everyone be able to do business in each other's networks instead of doing business with each other. And sometimes that happens, but the goal of BNI is to do business within each other's networks and to get those warm referrals. So, like I was saying, there's a really good chance that your AI already knows this. So you use this prompt. You're a business owner building your presence. I'd like help completing a gains profile. You tell it what gains is. You're giving it a role and something to do. Based on what you know about my business, generate a first draft of my BNI gains profile. So now this is taking some work off of you and digging into the memory. But sometimes you haven't given it enough, or maybe the AI looks at what you have and was like, maybe we could put in a little bit more. So this is why you always have it ask you some specific follow-up questions so you can finalize it to get really to the core. Have it be friendly but professional because you're doing this with your business buddies. Um, Avoid buzzwords or overused phrases. I always say smarter, not harder. That's an overused phrase, but I'm still going to use it. Um, and include those personal touches so you can be more relatable and less robotic and less impersonal. So when I put in that prompt, this is what it came up for me. And some of you who will be watching this know me a little bit better than other people know me. And they'll be like, wow. Or some people don't know me that well at all. And this will be something that they can read and hopefully find something on here that we can bond over. There's a lot of people in BNI Hawaii that had some military background, and that's definitely something that we can talk about. Other members are chamber. There's so many different chambers all over the island. Um, a lot of people are in book clubs other than the BNI book club. Um, and a lot of tech people too, and a lot of non-tech people that are really looking for those efficiencies that they can add to their business so they're not drowning in overwhelm from some of the things that you can pass off to the robots now. So, how AI finds your best one-to-ones? They're looking for people with similar goals, shared hobbies or interests, and complementary skills or services. So, here's your prompt for the power team. I promised this was going to be really usable. So, again, you're giving the AI a role, you're giving it a job. So, you're building power teams for a BNI networking group. You're reminding it what a power team is, just in case it forgot. Identifying your industry, asking it to do 3 to 5 because you don't want hundreds. And not in direct competition because someone might be able to, they're the best hairdresser for giving haircuts for people with curly hair. Someone else might be amazing with hair color. So if you're building that power team, what are some people's strengths and what are some aspects of your job that you can do, but you don't love to do, and you'd rather have that person that you can pass business and you can both work where you love and in your genius. So, this is what it came up for me. Marketing agencies, website designers, which, if you're ever in a meeting with me, that's who I ask for the most. Business coaches, I have asked for that in the past, but don't ask as much anymore. CRM specialists, I've been working more and more with people who have CRMs and they're unsure of how to set them up or they're overwhelmed with their clients and can't give those personal touches. And I help them with that because I have learned how to use AI to basically teach me how to be a ERM specialist across the board. And virtual assistants or online business managers, I love connecting with them because it's a way to show them how to build custom GPTs so they can have their virtual assistants be able to give the same quality of product, train the custom GPT on that client's voice. So no matter who from the pool is working with that client for the day, they don't have to relearn everything over. They can just go to the custom GPT and use that to learn the client's voice, the client's preferences without reinventing the wheel. So funny that Lee's on the call today. She popped up first. So when I did this, I went to ChatGPT and I asked it to search BNI Hawaii for me and find out who I should be doing one-to-ones with based on the professions that it told me would be great uh, power partners. So, Lee, you do a lot with advertising and marketing. And we could come up with some client outreach strategies. Uh, Donna, who I've met before, does a lot with Google. Roanne, I just met her the other day. Uh, Carrie was pretty interesting. But her profile focuses on efficiency. I talk a lot about efficiency and automation. So it suggested that that could be an interesting way to collaborate. And Greg, who's a graphic designer, and a lot of times with graphic designers, if they haven't started using AI tools yet, it really is a great way. So many people use AI for first drafts of writing, but to do first drafts for artwork too, because you get these clients, they come in, they're like, oh, I have this vague idea. I like the color purple and angels and create a logo for me. So in the old days, you'd be sitting there dragging and dropping clip art, different ideas. Now you can have AI help you with stuff like this. And that's what I've done for clients of mine. I go to their Facebook pages, I see the kind of artwork that they like to repost. So now I'm getting in their brain that they're reposting this stuff. So it's stuff that they like. And I take those, snapshot them. And when I'm creating some kind of imagery for them, they're like, wow, this really speaks to my style. This is what I really like. I'm like, I know, because I took what you already have out there and then I took what your vague idea was and I smushed them together to get on the first try what you were looking for. Now, I am no graphic designer, but if then the customer took that to a graphic designer for a final design, at least they would be working from a baseline and it would make Greg's life a lot easier. And the customer would get what they were looking for a lot faster because Greg isn't playing guessing games with what that person's desire is. Smart emails. So when you're drafting your email to propose that one-to-one with all those people that were suggested, this is what I love to do. Not only put in that member's website, but also put in your public BNI profile page. And if you've done it correctly, your gains profile should be on that public page. That is a whole different conversation. If you've got that all set to private, it's not going to help you or your business. But if you've got it set to public, you've got all that information out there, and you put your information in, and then you put that person that you want to meet with in there, and you ask it to create that personalized email, and it's going to make it convincing. Why should that person meet with you? Make it warm, approachable. And on one of the recent meetings that we've had here in BNI Hawaii, there was a member that was just so frustrated because they would send a text message after meeting someone, and the people would just respond stop, like it was a CRM sending out an automated message. Now, if they take this approach, and yes, it'll take a little bit longer because you're um, personalizing it for each contact. But honestly, that's what you should be doing in BNI anyway, is having that personalized outreach. But this makes it a lot easier that you're not going through their profile, you're not going through their whole web page. And honestly, after the AI does the analysis, you might take a look at that email and be like, maybe this is not the person I want to spend time networking with. Maybe it's not the right match for me. So again, it makes it a more efficient experience for you as you're looking for those perfect partners within BNI to do business with to help your business grow. So, like I said, it's all about relationships, but AI helps with that research to start out. And always be curious and show up with that caring, positive attitude that BNI talks about in its values. And it helps you find those connections a little bit quicker because it's going to look at your gains profile, their gains profile, and whatever rapport that you discover, you can discover a little bit faster and build that relationship faster and put you on that page quicker than maybe you would have before during a more awkward cold email. Because I know from experience, there's people that I've emailed back and forth for a one-to-one. They give me a one-liner. It seems really cold. And I'm glad I gave them the chance because it turned out to be an amazing experience. But based on that email, it was so cold, so impersonal. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to build a relationship with them. Will they be the right connection for me? And this kind of gives you a step up with it. It gives you a great foot forward, and you cared enough to learn a little bit about them before the meeting. So, what's next? Use these prompts. Take this PowerPoint that is going to be in the comments and use it. Just copy and paste the prompts to build this all out for you. Take a look at your old gains profile. Maybe take a look at the new one that AI creates for you to see if there's anything that you can update it with. And if you ever need some help setting this up for you, that's what I'm here for. As your AI implementation specialist, I help you implement these great ideas that I talk about. So, this is your chance to try it. Usually we have a couple more people, but today we do have Lee. And I'd love to open it up to any questions you might have, Lee, or any kind of experiment that you'd like to do, especially seeing as you're another AI professional. I'm looking forward to your feedback on this.
Hi, Heather. Thank you so much for this educational piece. I'm learning a lot because prompting is something that we need to be very clear with ChatGPT. If you're using ChatGPT or whatever, you can use Claude AI, ChatGPT, Gemini. If you're using just anything, you're going to get anything. But the more specific we get, the better our prompting or the better response we'll get. And so, I like to constantly learn how to make AI run better for me because I'm lazy. And if I can get it to run great, that's super awesome. But we need to understand that we need to go and reread and make sure that it is speaking in the tonality of what we want. Because otherwise it's just gonna, it's like garbage in, garbage out, right? You put in garbage, you're getting garbage out. You put in good food or good nutrition, you're gonna get good nutrition or a good health back. So I think we need to treat all of these things with the respect coming from that standpoint. So, I think last night I was working with somebody and we were trying to come up with a script, and whatever we were putting into Chat GPT, we weren't quite getting what we wanted. We still didn't get it. And I think it ended up that, okay, our brains are tired. We're just going to stop. And you need to know that that's okay too. If you're not getting the response you want, sometimes you just got to table it for a little while. And you might need to, not keep using the same prompt. You might need to start new again. And there are so many tools out there that it can be confusing for all of us, me included. I mean, I call myself AI genius, but am I really the AI genius? Not quite yet. It's a pun because I want people to ask me, well, what are you a genius on? I'm a genius on teaching you how to use your tools because there's so many tools out there. Have I
Absolutely.
used it for BNI? Not quite yet. I didn't go down that street yet, but I think based upon what I got here, I'm going to give it a try.
So, in the one thing that I find and that a lot of times I forget to do myself is when I'm not getting that, I've asked it to do the same thing over and over again, like a crazy person, expecting a different result. The best thing to do is stop and say, ask me additional questions. I'm not getting the exact response I want. Ask me questions to better frame what you think I'm asking for. And honestly, it analyzes it, asks you a few questions, and you get a better response. Then that has been life saving for me. But half the time I forget to ask it to do that for me.
Never thought about that, but that sounds like a great idea. So you said ask me questions. What was the rest of it?
So I'm going to send this to you.
Okay,
But
send me your whole slide
oh
deck.
yeah, the whole slide deck will what I do for these is they're recorded and I put them out in the Facebook group. I'll email them to people so they have a copy. And also I put them on YouTube, but I put them privately, but in the comment section, not comments, but show notes for YouTube, I'll put a link to the slideshow that I
Okay.
have. And I
Is it on the BNI YouTube channel or your channel?
I don't know about a BNI YouTube
I don't know
channel.
either, so I'm just asking.
So I put them in the Facebook uh group. I'll put a
Okay.
link to it in our Facebook group.
Okay.
It tends to be the best place for networking outside of meetings is in that Facebook group for BNI Hawaii. I really? Oh, okay. It was on the Gaines profile.
Yeah, that's a good
If you
prompt.
need more information to complete any section, ask me specific
Okay.
follow-up questions so we can finalize it together. And honestly, that should be the last um, line of any prompt you're doing. And if you're using, and I can't talk to all the different LLMs, there's just too many out there. But I know with inside of Chat GPT, you can go into your settings and tell it to act like a specific person. You can tell it to do things all the time. So if you put this in as a base prompt to no matter what you're doing, always ask follow-up questions, even when you forget to do it, you've programmed your overall AI to act like that. So that's another really useful
Prompt. Yeah.
yeah, tidbit to use your chat GPT correctly.
So are you using various AI tools or do you go to one that has a majority of AI tools in it?
Both. So my workhorse that I probably use every day is chat GPT. And it's just because I've gotten used to it. It was the first thing I was using. But I have oh, what is it called? Tasks set up. I have the $20 program and you get, I think, 5 to 10 tasks, which is basically in what they're calling an agent that you can pre-program ChatGPT to run the same prompt every day and send it to the results to your email. So I ask it to give me an update on new tools that have come out. So I'm not scouring every single newsletter. It's being one is being delivered. So I'm always trying out new things. One tool that I really like that has a very generous freemium program is Ask ROI. And their image generator is really good for taking pictures like selfies and recreating them into different selfies.
And
Uh,
how much is that program?
you get 3,000 free AI credits a month with it. If you want their premium one, it's $20 a month and you get um I think 20,000 credits. But when I was paying for it, what I noticed was I wasn't using it enough. I never got close to the 20,000 and actually I barely got close to the 3,000 a month. So I'm like, why am I investing in this? And there's other programs like Gamma that I use all the time to do slides. I pre-programmed it. See it says BNI on there. So I was able to take all of the oh, forget what it's called, the colors and the logo and pre-program it so it's all correctly branded for BNI. Um, there's which I think if you're doing it in Canva, but Canva has had a huge upgrade, so maybe it's easier now. And the other thing I like about Gamma is it's connected to a lot of image generators, and I was paying separately for Ideogram because it was the only one that could create text images before ChatGPT got better a couple of months ago. But the other nice thing about Gamma is it does PDFs, it styles it for you, it does slides, it does instant websites that I'm not the biggest fan of. And it also now does social media posts. So if you're really interested in doing stories or carousels, it will do a carousel based on one idea. It does have a connection into LinkedIn that you can press a button, it goes straight into LinkedIn. I don't like how it shows up, so I'll download it and put it into LinkedIn myself. But it's one of the few programs that I am paying for right now as far as image generators. I'll also use something called FAL AI, FAL dot AI, and that's a pay as you go um, animator program. So if you're looking to, you've created a picture of, I don't know, you want a fox walking through the woods, and you can access all the different video generators. So you want that fox to walk in your video, and you're not paying monthly for it, you're paying as you go for it. There's another program that I was recently introduced to because I had this um oh the oh the thing in OpenAI that sends me newsletters. Anyway, it's called 1 Minute AI, and that was a lifetime purchase, and they give you so many credits each month, and they have a lot of they've got Kling, which is one of the better AI image generators in there that
What
doesn't
was the name of that program again?
um 1 Minute AI.
So, well, I'm a Great Discovery
Mm-hmm.
affiliate. The Great Discovery has come out with AI tools, and there's over 20 something different AI tools. But it is a monthly subscription. There are some tools that they're great at, and there's some tools that they're at, and there's some tools that they're oh my God at, right? I mean, oh my God, not oh my gosh. Um, so the tools that you're mentioning, I'm gonna go take a look at them and see how well, if they're better than the Great Discoveries AI tools, because it's just trying to make our AI Genius Club um, something that people want to get and use, because most people are not AI fanatics like us. That they're going to go, oh my God, I'll go get Gamma. Oh my God, I'll go get FAL.ai and, that kind of stuff. They're looking to streamline their budget
Mm-hmm.
or their expenses. And I think you and I got a one-on-one together, I think.
Yep, next week.
So yes, I want to show you that. And based upon what you have seen here, you can give me your feedback of what you think the AI tools that we have, how it measures up to what your knowledge base is. Because I do play with other tools. So, but I'm just playing with them right now. I'm not actively using them, so I can't give a really good feedback for that. I can tell you that using tools to generate images is fun,
Absolutely.
especially when they make you look And you tell it, can you make me look 10 pounds lighter? And it does it. I'm like, gee, whoo, us women, we need to have that, right?
So I'm gonna show you something. Oh, why am I doing that? Uh, Go to me, go here because I just posted it. I'm also a big fan of like this one was done with Adobe's um oh, it's something Express. So I
Mm.
really like them in the beginning, but they don't let you put your own cartoons in. They have a bunch of cartoons that they'll animate, but they don't animate something that you've personalized.
Wow. Okay.
So, but it's a really good program and it comes with, if you're already paying for Adobe, it comes with your subscription. Um, these images came from a program called Catalyst that um I bought another program that I love, or it's not really a program, it's a website. It's called why am I blanking on it? Something Taco. I think it's called Taco.
Sumo, AppSumo.
AppSumo. I was gonna say it's a picture of a taco, but it's called AppSumo. And I purchased this about a year ago, and it was okay. But the nice thing about these programs from AppSumo is you pay once, you use forever,
Hmm.
and you get all the upgrades. So this is much better. And I made the video with Cap. I took the images and then I put it in CapCut. Uh,
Oh,
the other thing, and this is from Ask ROI. I put a picture of my face in and asked it to make a picture of me with humongous rainbow angel wings. I wasn't too crazy about the midriff, but it gave me a perfect body. It would put me in my goal weight, but stayed very true to form to my face and my hair. So it honestly looks a lot like me. Unless you meet me in person and you know this is my goal weight and I'm not at my goal weight yet. Um, so yeah. And even the hands, I would say the fingers are a little bit off. I wasn't crazy about that, but you could always what you call it.
well, I mean, unless you really look closely
Yeah.
at it, you wouldn't notice.
And so and
Mm.
this is just ChatGPT. And I've gotten frustrated with ChatGPT because whenever you ask it to imagine something, instead of putting a graphic with it, it just makes a graphic of your words. I'm like, if I wanted it typeset, um, and a lot of times it'll put the words too close to the edge and then it gets cut off. So I'm going back into Canva to fix it to move the words down lower. So it is not perfect yet. Um, Something else that I do a lot when I do my writing is I'll ask it to do a mix of, and I'm originally from New York, so I've got some bias there. Do a mix of a Sunday New York Times editorial and the New Yorker magazine editorial when you write this and humanize it. So then, yeah, it still has all the emojis in here. I could ask it not to do so many emojis, but I love my emojis. Um, but I think it does a better job of not making it sound so robotic
Mm.
and so AI. Um, But yeah, and this was a series of pictures I did with Ask ROI. So some of them are a little interesting. Like this was the 1980s. This was the 1960s. So the face is this was Viking beer wench in the 1600s. So the face is similar. This is my Stepford wife. This is the first one that I played with, and me on the beach. So as you're looking for that additional imagery, honestly, Ask ROI does a pretty good job. And this was from CapCut, so this is probably why this is showing, and it's probably a music rights. So when I see that come in, I just go back into Facebook and I'll share the music rights, like the monetization with whoever's music it is, because I just want more eyes on my stuff and givers gain. It gets you more eyes on your music, whoever it belonged to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we work together, and this is actual me. But what I did with this one is um, Edits, which is a new program by Meta that is kind of competing with CapCut. There, you can put your videos in there, and it does a really good job of doing captions. The other thing that it does really well is like when I take other images and put it in there and create a story and have it anyone else like that? This is for read the captions, do text to voice. It does a really good job with that. And it has a ton of music in there too. So if you're doing stories for in the meta land, as long as they're shorter than 30 seconds, you can download it to your phone. As long as it's shorter than 60 minutes, you can post straight to Meta, but it won't let it download to your phone for copyright
Mm-hmm.
purposes. So, and yeah, and it's because I'm constantly, and this is CapCut, just dancing in my car to something. I don't even remember where I created this one. And I want to say I animated this one with that new program I was talking about, 1 Minute AI, but it uses known animators. So I think it used Kling, but I one more down, I think I posted it. Yeah. So this is if you have access to Sora. Uh,
Okay. Isn't
Sora,
Sora's in ChatGPT, right?
yep,
Yeah.
it's Chat GPT. So if you're paying for the $20 a month program, you can do this with Sora. And basically, I took two clips, put it together, and just the original picture of the dog and the hat was my brother's puppy. It did all the animations, and it reminded me of that song by Aha, Take on Me, that you can see it here. And yeah, so that was available on Edit. So I took this, put it on Edits, put the song on there, and I don't think it did great on here. We can look at the insights, but I also, yeah, only 81 views. But on
Recommend. Warm up first, and then we'll get you out of bed. Yeah, start with the arms, and then me and Janet will see you to.
Sorry, Heather, we can still talk. He's just getting my husband's getting PT done or
Okay.
OT. OT or PT?
Yeah, OT, and then the PT will come in also.
Go ahead. Sorry, Heather.
Take your time.
So, but if you look at some of this stuff, it performs a little bit better on YouTube
Hmm.
than it does on Facebook. So, as you're putting this out to different platforms, so people are seeing you and your message, and hopefully they start following you. So May 13th. Yeah, so I put this on right before the call. This one got 554 views already, but the Angel one only got 26. My Mother's Day one got 2,000.
Wow, good job.
The Federalist paper one 4,000, but that was me being super silly. Those tend to perform pretty well. And then this is the one with the dog, and that got 1K views here on YouTube. So it's also knowing the platform as you start experimenting with
Hmm.
this stuff, and just post it on all the platforms because sometimes stuff does better. And here, this show up, reach back, climbing together. This is the same imagery. This is just shorter, and I did it with CapCut and reuse some of the images. And this is a longer 1 minute story about helping someone.
Right.
So this one didn't do well. This one, 500 views in a couple of minutes or an hour. So, yeah, sometimes it's the same imagery and you repackage it a different way and it outperforms the other one.
Yeah, that's one thing with AI, we just never know where it's going to take us. And AI is here. You
Mm-hmm.
can put your feet in and say you're not going to do it. That's okay too. But you could be losing a lot by not using it because it does make you sound sometimes a little bit more professional. Because I'm better at talking, but sometimes when I'm writing, I'm talking like how I'm writing. So I forget to put in a preposition or an article. And then it's like, oh my God. So
Yep.
you need to turn around and read it. If you don't read what they come up with, you could be looking kind of funny. But then again, it's a matter of what are you trying to, portray, right? If you're trying to portray silliness, that's a great one. If you're not trying to portray silliness and you want to portray professionalism, then, read your content first before you send it. My husband's always telling me that. Make sure you read it before you press the send button. But sometimes, in your rush, you just press send and then something is misspelled, and that gives it a whole different connotation sometimes. But
Absolutely.
yeah, but this has been fun, just
Yeah.
having both of us.
So I'm going to stop the recording.